Spring comes early this year and remains in our psyches for the bulk of 2020. After last month's clear indication that the old guard is failing and flailing, Venus, the goddess of creation and artistry, charges into Aries on February 8th. The warrior goddess energy will be highly active and make many aspects with outer planets during the month, asking us to really go after goals that speak to our heart and our inherent vitality. Courage is the byword, and when Venus is in the sign of the heroine, it is time to stand up for those values and clear and clean desires born of sheer will and purity of intention. There will be plenty of time for those dreams to get muddied and muddled. This will be a new chapter in figuring out what we want, as well as how we present ourselves, particularly women and their embodiment of the feminine. Granted, men will find themselves dealing with greater assertiveness on the part of women, as this is a feminist and Joan of Arc signature. On the heels of the Third Women's March and presidential candidate Elizabeth Warren's assertion that a woman can win the presidency, it would be wonderful to see the spirit grounded in the actual world. Feminism will butt up against entrenched patriarchal views and institutions all month long. Heck, it has for millennia. But we will notice the contrast in the fight more directly in the weeks ahead. It's not the best energy for a consensus idea of Valentine's Day, but when the world is burning, who cares about candy and flowers? Venus will also aspect many of the larger planets during her transit through Aries. She matches up with Chiron in Aries, wounds to our identity, and may provide the necessary spark to say F it to all the people who doubted us or failed to understand us. We are the ones who will define ourselves, not anyone else. On February 11th, she will inconjunct Uranus in Taurus. How can you craft a new life and new desire matrix while being cognizant of the financial constraints? Or how can your new endeavor support a different set of more ecumenical values? On February 24th and 25th, Venus will square the slightly curmudgeonly Jupiter in Capricorn, limited luck but solid, and on Leap Day, February 29th, our warrior princess will square Pluto, the power monger. We will have to adjust to their demands, but only if they support our long-term need for authentic self-expression. See where the powers that be may not be happy with your choices, and you can decide to act accordingly. And lastly, after these considerations or adjustments, we will be able to fulfill or attempt to fulfill these new forms starting in May, when Mars goes into Aries, and because of a 2-month retrograde in the fall, will remain there through 2021. That's a lot of fire that needs to be used carefully in order to not blow ourselves up in the process. How best to use the energy of the warrior goddess to speak our authentic truth and incinerate the opposition. For Aries, you will be representative of this energy in your work or personal life. For Taurus, your placid demeanor belies a burning desire for dramatic change and freedom. It's a great time to slay your inner fears or transform hidden anger issues. For Gemini, join a group or be a spokesperson for independence or activist causes. For Cancer, stand up for your coworkers or begin a new chapter in your career. For Leo, explore a new spiritual path or travel abroad. For Virgo, discover ways to ask for what you want in the bedroom and in the boardroom. For Libra, learn to utilize anger in a healthy way in relationships. Take a risk. For Scorpio, become the firebrand at work. Attack health concerns with vigor. For Sagittarius, drop fears around self-expression or a new creative project. It's also a great time for love affairs. For Capricorn, gain independence from your family. Aquarius, be open to new friendships and ways of expressing yourself. For Pisces, ask for what you need financially. And while Venus will eventually move into Taurus, as mentioned, the Aries energy will be alive and well throughout the second half of the year, when Mars, the motivator and avenger, moves into Aries and remains there until early January 2021. So there's no way we will be able to avoid the forces of self-actualization unless we project them onto others. In those instances, we will find other people acting forceful or dominant, but that is only because we fail to integrate the energy within ourselves. So go for it. Test your limits, forge new ground, speak your personal truth as you refurbish a new persona out of the demolition of the recent Saturn-Pluto conjunction, end of the matter, and of the old ways. I'm Metastrologer Patrice Kamins.